It is a standard principle. And on the matter of giving yourself, giving your money, listen to me. You are not, look, maybe this will deliver someone. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Now listen. When you decide what you will give, you are assuming that you are the owner of what you are giving. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me tell you how to properly give in the New Testament. Maybe this will help people. Maybe this is also going to help you understand why sometimes people give and they don't get a harvest. Listen. When you, for example, hang out with Jesus, UAE is coming. You just hear that hang out with Jesus, UAE is coming. And then you just PD, and maybe PD says, oh, there's an opportunity to give. And then you come, you just look at your wallet and say, oh, well, I have $1,000. I think I can part with $400. You don't understand giving. The minute you begin to check what you have and decide what you are going to give by yourself, you are wrong already. Listen, this is how to give. And this is how the Lord taught me. One day, there was something like this coming up, and I just quickly checked the account and said, oh, let me make a transfer. And, let me support the work. And the Lord rebuked me for that. The Lord taught me a principle, which I'll share with you. When you have the opportunity to give to the Lord, you must first ask the Lord how he wants you to give. How he wants you to give. Because it's so easy to take the position of ownership when you are supposed to be a steward. As an owner, you dictate what happens with that thing. As a steward, you consult. You don't have the final authority over that thing. You consult. Do you understand what I'm saying? You consult. That's stewardship. You're not the owner. Do you know that if Dr. Okechukwu has sent me to school, bought clothes for me, pays me upkeep or anything every month, sent my children to school, Dr. Okechukwu is the reason why, I'm even using a microphone right now, or I have clothes or anything. If everything about my life Dr. Okechukwu gave to me, do you know that the only time I can boast is when he's not around, or when I'm not conscious he's around? The minute I find him in the room, everything I say about what I have turns to him. I say, I just want to thank Dr. Okechukwu. That's the perception of stewardship. So the only time you assume ownership is because you have lost sight that the owner is around. Do you understand that? So you are supposed to consult with the Lord how you should. One time we had a meeting in church and we invited Bishop Wale Oke around. Wale Oke. Okay. And then while we were preparing for that meeting, I remember that I almost fell into the same temptation of just, let me sow a seed into this meeting. Let me sow a seed into this meeting and all that. And then after sowing the seed, the Lord said to me, he says, no, you haven't asked me how I want you to commit yourself in this meeting. Now, although I'm a minister in church, and when services are going on, there's a seat for me in front. He said to me, go and become a protocol. Go and volunteer in this meeting. You are not a minister. You are not leading prayer. You are not climbing that stage. You are a protocol guy in this meeting. No problem, sir. So I went to pastor and I said, sir, who is the head of protocol department? And then he pointed me to the guy. And then I said, look, I'm a part of your team. He said, pastor, I don't know. I'm a part of your team. Anywhere, even if it's now, I didn't know the role I was going to be given, like who to protocol. I just knew that was the instruction. I went on and then I served as a protocol. A day to his arrival, the guy who was supposed to be his personal protocol for that meeting fell ill. And then pastor just doubled up. Said to the other guy, says, no, let's pick a protocol bishop. What's my own? Is it not to protocol the man of God? So I went on. Of course, throughout the meeting, prayerfully doing everything, And then on the third day of the meeting, this man of God was ministry. It was a vigil. This man of God was ministry. I'm not talking, there are words of knowledge that I'm talking accurate. There's somebody here, you came from Abuja, you've lost your job. Accurate words. I said, what is this? Right then, that meeting, it was as if the Lord took me away from the meeting and I saw a building that had crumbled. And one drop, just a drop of oil came on one of the stones and the whole building came back together. And I asked the Lord, I said, what is this? He said, that's the man who is standing before you. I said, okay. Bueno, immediately we went to the hotel. After the whole video, made sure he was at the hotel and then had everything he needed. As I was leaving, he just called my pastor and said, who is that young man? Oh, he's a pastor with us. Oh, he's a pastor. Oh, he says, oh, call him. I want to pray for him. And he says, son, kneel down. In that one moment, I understood why I wasn't just supposed to give money. I was also supposed to give myself. Now, friends, I'm saying this because sometimes when God gives us the opportunity to give, we choose by ourselves what we are going to give. And that becomes a problem because you don't understand what the Lord is trying to do. When it is time to give, you must consult with the owner. What should I give? So I don't give you 10% when you want 80%. So I don't go and drop $1,000 when what you want me to do is to host the man of God in my house and take up every inconvenience in that moment. Yeah, you have to understand. That's how people miss out on opportunity. So when God gives you the opportunity to give, you must understand that, what he is after, much more than what you are giving, is the revelation that he wants to give to you of himself in that moment. So that's how to give in the New Testament. You consult with the owner because when you take the position, it means that you are the owner. So the way to give in the New Testament, consult with him. So that is the reason you find people who are moving from 10% to 50%, and yet they call it tithe. If you have moved to 10, if you have moved to 50, shouldn't you rename it? Why are you still calling it tithe? It's because when